people, what up, what's good? We back with some more leaks. I don't know, I did my head like that, but yes, y'all, we back with some more leaks. I feel like I did 3 of these videos in like the past 3 weeks, but that's right, y'all, we got some more leaks. Got about 7 cards to look at, right in between Marvel Snap Zone and Snap Fan, y'all. Some exciting new cards. So before we even get into it, make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all subscribe. We're on the road to 3K. Join the Discord, link in the description. And grab a snack. Grab a healthy snack, since I called y'all fat a couple videos ago. So grab a healthy snack. Grab a bottle of water. Right, but let's get into these cards, man. We gonna start off. Let's look at Tombstone. I mean, I'm right here. Big Tombstone. 4 cost, 6 power. But all right, we take a look at his ability, right? Cost 1 if an enemy card was destroyed last turn. I immediately, first of all, I think this is gonna be a great card. You know, it kind of reminds me of pretty much a destroy version of Miles Morales. Obviously, Miles works if any card was destroyed. I mean, if any card moves around rather than just the enemy cards. But I mean, look, y'all, you use Yondu turn 1, right? You get a 1 cost Tombstone by turn 2. You know what I mean? So you might not be able to, or how about this, y'all? I was gonna say you might not be able to slot him into your destroy deck, you know, for another card, because it only gets cheaper if enemy cards are destroyed. But now what you can do is, you know, instead of, you know, maybe running X23, X23, and you know, the other 1 cost card Deadpool in your destroy deck, you could, you know, actually sub one of those guys out, put Yondu instead, right? So you put your Yondu down turn 1, you put Deadpool and Tombstone down turn 2, right? Then you get your you know, or Deadpool or X23 and Tombstone turn 2. Then you're gonna be able to start your Venom stuff. You know, you can still use Carnage for your Deadpool, and so I mean, you could slot them in like that. But I mean, it's just good. Like obviously the main card that he's gonna work the best with is Yondu, because that's just a free, very easy way to destroy one of your opponent's cards. Obviously, you know, it's also gonna work with, you know, cards like Lady Deathstrike, Gladiator, right, for an example. So I mean, those, not Lady Deathstrike is, I was gonna say those are 2 great cards. Lady Deathstrike is probably not a great card, but I mean, you got Yondu, you got like I said, you got Gladiator. Unfortunately, that sounds like a meal deck, right? But I feel like those 2 cards you could really put in any type of strategy. And then I mean, just a free 6 points is just good, right? Like obviously the meal deck's gonna work. Gladiator, I mean, you could really throw him in anything. I also like to throw Yondu in my you know, my beta ray build, my lockjaw type stuff, because you could throw Yondu behind lockjaw, or you can use them early, right? Like I mean, it's just solid, y'all. Let me know what y'all think of big Tombstone. Y'all see he got the suit on. He ready for business. See, he got the good stats, the good ability. He ready for business, right? I'm definitely gonna be looking to get this card when it comes out, right? But y'all let me know what y'all think of Mr. Clean, right? Because up next we got so we went from black and white to the white on black. We got go. You gotta say, hold on, it's not Gore the guy, but you gotta put a little Gore the God Butcher. You gotta say it a little European. Right, but we got Gore the God Butcher, man. 6 cost, -3 power, but has a ongoing ability of +2 power for each unrevealed card in play. I see why they made it -3 power. They want you to work for it. They can't see, but here's the thing, y'all. And we like, why balance this card in that way? But you got, how many times have I brought up Red Hulk? But you got a card like Red Hulk, he gets to 20 so easily. But here's the thing, it's each unrevealed card, so it's not even just only yours. It's not just the enemy's cards. It's every unrevealed card, man. This is gonna be a dangerous card right here, y'all. Especially on some Mr. Negative type stuff. I mean, we all pretty familiar with, you know, the negative tribunal type stuff people like to run. obviously when you're running Mr. Negative, you got cards like Iron Man, Mystique, you know what I mean, Arnim Zola. So you're going to be able to multiply Gore's ability in that way, and you're already going to be starting off with at least a base power of 8 if you use him with Mr. Negative, if he's in your deck, because I assume this -3 turns to zero cost, right? Or if it turns to 3, that'd be tough, but it's probably going to turn into 0 cost. He's going to be at 6 power. Mr. Negative gets him already at 8 power. 0 cost, 8 power. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, this card is gonna work very well with that type of deck. I'm just trying to think of anything outside of that. Obviously, most decks are using unreveal cards, outside of, I guess, like something with Spectrum, where Spectrum is more times than not the only unreveal card in her own deck, right? But I mean, every deck uses unreveal, so it's not even like you just have to use this in a Mr. Negative. Like, I feel like you could just throw him on really anything, bro. And because like I said, everybody is using an unreveal card, whether that's turn 1, like I said, you got Yandu, Iceman, right, Spider-Ham. Obviously the move decks, a lot of those cards are on reveal cards. Maybe can't really fit that well in a bounce deck, because you got Kitty Pryde, Angela, I feel like, a bounce deck, right? You got Kitty Pryde, Angela, Hope Summers, sometimes Elsa Bloodstone, Thena. Those are the main cards. None of those are on reveal cards, but I mean, then again, you got Beast, Hitmonkey, right? Potentially the Hood, Falcon. So I mean, he really works with anything, y'all. Do y'all think it's good right now as is, or y'all think they should even go lower with the power, right? What y'all, let me know what y'all think. Also, it's important to note that this is an ongoing ability, because that means it can be stolen, right? It could be stolen or turned off, right? With Rogue, Rogue and Enchantress. Obviously, Echo, on the rare occasion you predict where they're gonna play their Gore, and then you play your Echo that exact turn first, because if you play it earlier than that, they could just avoid it. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's, I don't know, y'all. I mean, this seems very strong. Y'all know what y'all think of it, bro? Because we keeping it going, right? So we got the black on white, we got the white on black, and then we got the graveyard. The gray, right? You put the white, the black together, and you get the graveyard, man. Uncle Ben, bro. With great power comes Spider-Man. When this card is destroyed, replace it with Spider-Man. So this card, I feel like I've seen this card on the website for a minute, but apparently yesterday it was in the patch notes, because it's the 21st as I'm making this video right now, right, in the Datamine. So maybe they're gonna release it soon. This ability is funny to me though, when like because I mean, y'all know I don't know much about the Marvel lore, but I know about Spider-Man, right? I know Uncle Ben. Long live Uncle Ben, man. But here's the crazy thing, because like I said, he's been in or at least he's been on this website for so long. I don't know if he was in the actual game files or whatever, but or until yesterday. But here's the thing, like, a lot of you guys are unfamiliar with the very old version of Spider-Man, y'all. If I can, let's see if they have it on here, but so check this out. May 20th, 2022, right? So we looking at 2 years ago, right? 3 years ago. His old ability, right? So this is Spider-Man, by the way, y'all. His old ability was on reveal, your opponent can't play cards at this location next turn. So what a lot of people used to do back in the day was wave Galactus turn 4, Spider-Man turn 5 to lock down that location. And so I'm saying all that to say, like, Uncle Ben would have fit perfectly on that old school Galactus deck, that old school Spider-Man deck, because you would be using him with Galactus. You would always be destroying him because you have to play Galactus in a different lane. And then the old version of Spider-Man synchronized with Galactus in that way. But now that they changed Spider-Man, right, it's been, he grabs one of your cards and he moves alongside with it. Since they changed his ability to that, it's gonna be a lot harder to use them in the same deck because the synergy is just not there, right? Like you don't use Spider-Man in any form of a destroy deck anymore because he doesn't he doesn't even synchronize with Galactus. And obviously, if you're putting Spider-Man in your destroy deck, you're wasting a slot, right? You could be putting Venom, Deathlock, right? No Arms, like you're wasting. It's a waste, right? So this is a meme card. I'm not mad at it. It's funny. I'm pretty sure there was the that other dude who he says like Parker. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Like in the game, I forgot, but he has like a ability that says like make your emotes meaner, right? So I mean, they it looks like they're starting to put in some memes in the game, which is funny. But I mean, I'm just saying all that's to say like Uncle Ben is not to be taken serious, right? But I mean, it's cool. I wonder if it's gonna be a Series 5 or not, because this is not like a Series 5 ability at all. This might be a Series 3, and I mean, a free card is always nice, right? But I mean, this is clearly a joke. Y'all let me know what y'all think of it though. That's funny though, man. Let's close this Spider-Man out. Let's get to Fenrir. Y'all know that pronunciation. That pronunciation is not there. Fenris Wolf. Let me know how I did in the comment section. 2 cost, 3 power. Activate. Resurrect the highest power discarded or destroyed enemy card to your side of this location. Yondu, Tombstone, Fenris Wolf. Mill deck. This is a great ability, man, because it gives you another way to, it gives you a more interesting way to counter discard decks and counter destroy decks, right? Because obviously, destroy, we all know I was gonna say Marvel and Cosmo, Armor and Cosmo, that's gonna be the main way that you're dealing with that. And then discard decks, I mean, you really only have Cosmo to deal with actually discarding cards. And then you got like, Rogue for Morbius, and then Red Guardian for Dracula. Right, so it gives you a more interesting way that you're gonna be able to stop them. And right, it's an activate card, right? So it's also taking advantage of that new game mechanic, right? So you're not gonna be able to just run your Black Knight, discard your Death, right? Discard your Infinite for free, because now I get to resurrect it, right? I wonder, you guys, since you're resurrecting the discarded card, is your opponent still able to? Or are you like taking it out of the graveyard and putting it, on your stuff instead of, right? So I mean, that's also something to think about, right? But I mean, it's just good. Like it's clearly a tech card, right? So you can really throw it on anything in preparation for dealing with a destroy deck, dealing with a discard deck, right? But it's also interesting, right? Like you could run this, I wonder here, obviously, right, we're doing a lot of speculation, these are leaks. I wonder if let's say you Shang somebody, Shang on the last turn, are you still going to be able to activate this card, right? Fenrir, I'm gonna just call it Wolf. Are you still gonna be able to activate Wolf on the last turn after you Shang your opponent's stuff? Or I mean, it's a lot of different scenarios to think about, but I mean, this is just good to me, right? I mean, it just looks it's just a very good tech card that, you know, I just feel like it's gonna be very hard to deal with. Like I obviously, you know, you could use it in the ways that I mentioned earlier, but it's a tech card, so it's like pretty much endless possibilities of different ways to use it. Let me know what you guys think of it, man. Like I said, I think this is really good. As far as like all the cards we looked at, actually, let's rank them at the end, y'all. So let's keep going. We got another symbiote card, agony. After you play a card here, merge this with it. So what is it? Basically basically a Hulkbuster. There's also that other card that came out. I think it was the Black Spider-Man that you like merge your cards. They just put in another card like this. I'm pretty sure it's an activate card, right? That you merge in. So obviously, as soon as you think of merging cards, or as soon as I think of merging cards, I instantly think of, obviously Deadpool, obviously it's too many cards, y'all gotta it take me a minute to remember these names. Obviously you got Deadpool, right? You got the Human Torch, you got Multiple Man, Phoenix Force, right? Something like that. You also, I can definitely see it being used like that, and probably in place of Hulkbuster, because just due to the fact that Hulkbuster is 2 costs, I feel like, just spending 1 extra energy for 1 less point of power is gonna go a long way. So you could definitely probably use it in place of that. Outside of like a Phoenix Force strategy, I honestly don't really see much use for it for anything else right now. Y'all let me know what y'all think of, but it's cool, right? Like it's basically just a cheaper Hulkbuster. You know what I mean? Like nothing too crazy. It's cool. Like Hulkbuster is good. I'm sure this is gonna be good, right? So let's go to the next card, man. We want Marvel Snap Fan right now, and we got King. What is it? Eitri, King Eatery, Blacksmith. So 5 cost 3 power on reveal. Give the next card you play plus 4 power. Because of his stat line, obviously you're gonna be able to use him in Mr. Negative, right? But outside of that, I can't really think off the top of my head like what type of other archetypes I would like to use a card like this in, because it's gonna be hard to dedicate your turn 5 to this. When there's cards, when like Shuri, for an example, is in the game, right? Like, sure, the plus 4 power is cool, but let's say you got Shuri, right? Obviously Shuri is 1 cheaper, but she if your card is 4 power or stronger, the card that you're gonna play after Shuri, like, she's just better than this. On top of the fact that she's better in the negative archetype as well. So I'm not, this is not that good then. It literally seems like a worse Shuri, a worse Forge. Forge is plus 2, right? Plus 2 power, but it's cheap. It's 2 costs. So you get to Forge, Brood, right? You get to put Forge in your your Phoenix Force type of deck, right? You Forge in your Silver Surfer, that way you can hit, obviously, like I said, Brood, but you got Sebastian Shaw. Like, this literally seems like a worse version of those 2 cards to me, now that I really think about it and understand it, right? Like, I would just never use this when I could use Shuri. In any situation, I would never, because it's 5 costs. So Shuri, I can not only Shuri on turn 5 or Shuri earlier because of her costing 4, and cards like Psylocke, I'll be able to get her out on turn 3. Zabu, I'll be able to get her out on turn 3, right? But then again, he's not locked down to one location, whereas Shuri is. But I mean, it's like what are you boosting on turn 6? Why would you use him on turn 5 in any deck? You know what I mean? I'm even trying to think of like a ramp deck, something with blink, electro, that type of stuff. Like, why would you like? I don't see any scenario where he's the optimal card to use. Is what I'm basically saying. I might be wrong, y'all. This card is months from coming out, but honestly, you guys, I feel like this is the outside of Uncle Ben. I feel like this is the weakest card, that we looked at today, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think. We got one card left, right? And let's go ahead and take a look at him. Big Surtur. After you play a card, so 3 cost 3 power. After you play a card with plus 10 power, this gains plus 4 power. That's interesting. So it says after you play a card, so I'm assuming that it's not going to work. Let's say you Surtur turn 3 and then you Jubilee turn 4, right? And let's say you use Jubilee to pull out a strong card, like Magneto or Scar or something, anything with 10. I assume that because Jubilee pulled them and you didn't play them, that he's not going to get the boost. But it is interesting, right? Because obviously you can still power it up pretty quickly and easily with a 4 cost 10 power card, right? So you got that deck where you kind of want to use like armor with Atuma and Typhoid Mary and Scar, right? You got three cards that are 10 power at that point. So what's that, plus 12? So I mean, I like him in that. That's not a very common strategy, right? But I like him in that. Also, a Shuri Sauron deck, right? You're gonna be making use of Typhoid Mary, Red Skull, right? Taskmaster. I don't know if because of Taskmaster's ability it's gonna get boosted, because obviously Taskmaster starts at 0. But I mean, those type of decks where you're playing these strong cards most of the time behind armor because you don't want to get shamed, right? Shane, we all know that is 10 power, man. I can see him fitting very interestingly into those type of decks, and I like that because I feel like cards like Typhoid Mary, cards like Atuma, cards like, it used to be Sentry but not anymore, Cold Obsidian. I feel like you need more cards to support those, because I feel like we don't really see that type of stuff anymore, especially after they nerf Zabu. Like, you can't even really a lot of the 4 cost cards outside of Mr. Negative and Lockjaw. I feel like I don't really see like people trying to use them early and take advantage of their abilities and stuff like that, right? But I mean, this is cool, man. That's really the only way I see them being used is with like some form of like a scar type of deck, which is already very rare. But I think it's a nice source of power for that, and it's definitely gonna be strong on that, right? Because obviously you got the cards that you had before who are all 10 power, and then you got him, right, who's gonna be potentially being able to get all the way up to like 15 or something like that, right? So it's cool, man. But I mean, that's gonna be it, y'all. If I had to like rank all of these right now, right? If I had to rank all of these right now, obviously Uncle Ben, I was gonna say Ben Bro. Uncle Ben is the worst. I would say King Eitri is the Eitri. However you say, this guy is the second worst to me, right? Agony is cool, but she's not that strong. I'll probably put her next, and then I probably go Surtur after that. Tombstone for the second best of these cards, and then for the third best, and then I'll probably either go Gore or the wolf right here for the best card out of these leaks, man. If I had to rank them, but I mean, this was pretty fun, to look at these cards, man. Obviously, like I said, y'all let me know what y'all think. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button. We're on the road to 3,000 subs. I appreciate y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.